Hello mga ka-Crown! Good afternoon and welcome to another episode of the Crown Talks here on the Crown Philippines. This is Christian at tuloy-tuloy pa rin po ang ating coverage for this pageant season. And of course, would like to give a big shout out before anything else to our almost 500,000 followers on Facebook. We're on a road to 100,000 followers on Instagram and we are celebrating our 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. Kaya sa mga hindi pa po nakapag-subscribe, just click on the subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you can be updated with our recent news, reviews, and pageant coverage, and you can be part of our growing Crown Nation. And of course, for more updates, you can visit our official website at www.thecrown.com. Now, this is a very special episode mga ka-Crown kasi gaya nga ng mga nire-request ninyo, grabe, parang kailan lang nakoronahan siya as a Binibining Pilipinas International 2022. Pero ngayon, di ba, it's just months away before we get to see her in Japan, in the international stage. Hindi ko na to patatagalin pa, mga ka-Crown. Ladies and gentlemen, Binibining Pilipinas International 2022, Nicole Borromeo! Yay!
Oh, hello, Christian. Thank you so much for that wonderful introduction. Congratulations, by the way, on your milestone of a bigger, brighter community.
Thank you, Nicole. Actually, super excited kami to at least get to sit down with you. And thank you kasi alam namin na super busy ka. Kasi final preparations mo na, diba? Konting buwan na lang, konting tulog, konting kembot na lang.
No, I should be thanking you. Like, I'm so glad that you guys reached out for this. It means a lot.
Yay, of course, anytime. So how are you? Kasi I think the last time that we saw each other was the coronation night of Binibining Pilipinas. So how are you right now? How's it been?
I feel amazing. Honestly, like, who would have thought that time would have gone by so quickly?
Oo.
And I feel glad that you reached out and I get to be with you here, sharing this meal with you.
Kakain
All these
tayo.
temptations in front of me. But just blessed, right? Like, who would have thought I would have had this opportunity to represent the Philippines? And the wait didn't feel as long as people expected it to be.
Yeah.
And the preparations are on their way, and I'm really excited.
Yay! Super excited. Kasi yung iba, syempre, no, kung kami yan, talagang just, ilang buwan na lang, ilang tulog na lang, kakabahan na kami. But how are you preparing? Gaya nito, ngayon, kakain tayo.
Yeah, that's one of my preparations.
How?
Oh
How
my
are you
goodness.
preparing?
Okay, since we're talking about food here, we can talk about the diet. I'm trying to have more protein. Trying to tone down on the carbs, especially the sweets, because I have the biggest sweet tooth. In terms of wardrobe and styling, I do have the team, and we are preparing our lookbooks. We also have passerella training, personality development. What else is there? We also have, oh my gosh, hair and makeup. My goodness, it is insane how long it can take for someone to get ready. And I'm glad I got to practice that today on our way to the interview. This is all me. Hair and
Wow!
makeup bag.
Ganda.
Yours truly.
Congrats. You've been flying back and forth Cebu and Manila. How often do you do that? And what for?
About once or twice a month. Yes. Part of it is usually for, let's say, a gig. Another is for pasabog.
Oh!
We also want to promote as many places as we can in the Philippines. Given that I had this many months to prepare, I was really hoping that I would get to showcase more places in the Philippines.
Also, Nicole, kasi we forgot to ask you about this because Jasmine Selberg visited the Philippines.
Yeah.
And you guys at least were able to spend time together, diba? How was it?
Oh, it was amazing. It was fun. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you. When I first saw her walk in, she arrived straight from the airport. She was just glowing. And I had to keep the fangirl inside of me from bursting out of the seams. Just, hi, hello. I was
So parang
speechless.
na-starstruck
I was
ganon.
really starstruck. And just the idea of meeting her and knowing that I'll see her in Japan later in the year it's really exciting for me. And although her stay was short, I'm glad that I got to know her. I also got to be with her in preparation of the Bini Bining Filipinas night because we were together during the rehearsals,
Yeah.
and we also took her out for like a little snack or
Wow.
two. I also went with her to Operation Smile, and just seeing her
Wow.
heart and the way people light up seeing her.
Did she give you any kind of, ano, siguro mga tips ba, ganon, when you get to Miss International daw?
I'd say preparation and punctuality. Yeah, I can't think of tips like word for word that she's given, but just seeing her and her example, it's it's really just there. Like I didn't have to ask. I just had to like see because she was already embodying what a Miss International would be.
Diba? Parang naka-speechless, diba? Okay, so last year we knew, parang as far as I know, you went to Japan also to watch Hannah.
Yeah.
What was the parang meron ka bang mga na sabi sa sarili mo na this is something that I should be doing when I go to Japan next year, parang gano'n. Meron ka bang na-pick up na parang tips ng kahit konti when you watch it?
Oh wow. I'm really grateful that I got to fly to Japan and watch Hannah. She was the first person I've ever seen on an international stage, and she did amazing. When I watched the performances, I learned that the time on stage isn't as long as you think it is, right? Because before you go, you're a little nervous. But next thing you know, the pageant is over in a matter of hours. But it feels so quick. So something I learned from watching the girls would be to have fun, right? Enjoy the moment while you're there. And I think there was even segments where two countries would come out at a time.
Oh, okay.
Right? So all the more, like it's even shorter. So yes, to savor the experience because it's a once in a lifetime opportunity.
So, kumbaga, naging, yung sabi mo doon na two girls are coming out at the same time. So, that gives you kind of an idea on how to strategize ba? Meron bang ganon?
Oh yes, of course. Like from ensuring that what you have to wear isn't going to affect the other girls' performance. The stage is quite small with both girls. I know that this is going to be a new venue, so I'm not sure how they're going to be doing it this year. But just taking that into consideration and your own passerella, your own performance, it's going to be very crucial for the night itself. So
Okay.
I'm taking my mental notes.
Eye on the prize, diba? For Nicole. How about Hannah? Were you able to sit down with her or nakapag-usap na ba kayo? Nakapag-share ba siya ng tips din sa iyo?
Yeah, Hannah's been honestly one of the biggest angels. I actually met her years back before she won. It was for one of the shows in Cebu, and I was introduced to her, and she was just the kindest soul, so warm, so welcoming, and for her to become my friend was even better because once she was from the camp, and she was just so open to giving whatever advice I asked for. It almost felt like an interrogation. I was like, "So Hannah, how did this happen? How did this happen?" And she was just answer after answer. And I think the best thing was she just had this warmth to her, and she would always encourage me like, just do your best, and of course like wardrobe styling, and if you were nervous, just it's gonna be just fine.
Chill lang. Chill
Just
lang.
relax because what you have to offer, it's true, it's authentic. She really encouraged me to be myself, which I thought was really nice of her, because she was saying like you have it, like you have the heart for it, and just do your best. So I was like, wow, coming from her and for her to turn over to me, and it just made me feel like wow, I really am capable. Right? Like
Of course
coming
you
from this-
are. We believe in you. Yay.
Thank you. But you know how you also have moments of doubt.
Yeah.
Right? And for it to come from someone you look up to, it really hits differently.
Oh, you have moments of doubt. You had moments of
I'm sure I'm sure anyone who's going through anything
Ang
has
ganun
had
kaganda.
moments of
Di
doubt.
ganyan kaganda, di mo kakao.
Yeah, so it's really great to have that source of support, not just from a former queen, but also from someone I can call a friend.
Very nice. So you've been to Japan and dun sa mga meron ka rin bang mga na-observe na parang similar sa culture nila to the culture with the culture here in the Philippines na kasi syempre marami sa ating mga kakraw ang gusto ring pumunta ng Japan. Are we going to enjoy it there daw ba? Parang ganun. Of course, aside from seeing you compete in Japan, and meron ka bang mga observations na about their culture?
I promise you, the moment you arrive, you're going to fall in love with Japan the way I did. There's so much to do. There's experiences to love from the people. They're so kind, so courteous, and whenever you needed help, like they're always willing to help you. For example, we got a little lost in the train station, and we just approached a stranger, and he really stopped what he was doing,
Wow.
just to like. And he even walked us like pretty far to say, "Hey, this is the way." And I know that there's a little bit of a language barrier because most of them speak Nihongo. But they really put in the effort to say like to try and say it in English, to like use their hands and everything, their gestures. So I think that's something in common here. Like we're really quick to help people in need. Family values is really a big one, and our love for food.
Oh, tonkatsu.
Yeah, you are going to go on so many trips, so many food trips.
Takoyaki, yan, di ba?
I also love the tanghulu, where like they're like candied strawberries, candied grapes. They're known for so many things, like their mochi balls. You're gonna love it there, I promise you.
Eee,
So-
punta na tayo, di ba?
Tara!
Tara!
Tara
Speaking
na!
of Nihongo nabanggit mo, are you taking classes?
You know,
of Japanese?
I am in the process of enrollment,
Oh,
and hopefully I can walk away with a certificate of basic Nihongo.
wow. Meron
Yes.
palang gano'n, no? Certificate of Basic Nihongo. Any words, example lang na you've learned so far?
Watashi wa Nicole desu. Konnichiwa. But all just basic. I wish I could have the longer ones for you, but
Anong
Real
ibig sabihin
soon.
nung sinabi mo, Nicole? What did that mean?
hello, I'm Nicole, and good afternoon.
Oh, ayan. So,
Please
may natutunan pa.
correct me if I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm still in the process.
Ang ganda ni Nicole, no? And the color looks really good on you. Is that your
Thank you.
color? Or meron
This?
kang favorite? Is that
Ooh.
your favorite color?
You know, actually, my favorite color is lilac.
Ah.
That was the reason why during my Bini Bining Filipinas pageant, I made that. I wanted that color to be my evening gown. So it's a little different, but I hear a lot of people say that I look good in. You said earlier before the interview that you like this color,
Grabe
so
naman
thank
kasi
you.
talaga, di ba? Stand out ang kanyang skin, di ba?
Skin.
Speaking of that, kasi Nicole, we want to get your thoughts on, because they mentioned parang wala ng swimsuit competition in the actual coronation. It's just
Yeah.
going to be in the preliminary. And there's also going to be parang beauty of skin na parang merong ganong assessment during the competition.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
Well, in terms of the skin quality criteria, I think what they were really going for was, does this person have a good lifestyle? Do they take care of themselves? And that usually manifests in your skin. Right? Like,
Sorry naman. Sorry, Nicole.
you and I've had my fair share of acne problems. Like I have oily skin, and it's very unstable sometimes, especially when it comes to stress or your lack of sleep, your diet. So there's so many things to take into account, so many areas that you need discipline on to allow that beauty to manifest onto your skin. I know that there are so many people out there who are just magically blessed with skin, and like their skincare routine is just this and that, like soap, water, and they're good. I am not one of those people. I was not born blessed, unfortunately. So I really have to take the time and effort to make sure that what I'm putting on my face, what I'm consuming, is the kind that's going to take care of my body. So I see no problem with having skin quality as their criteria. It is new though. It is new. I haven't seen that in other pageants, but I understand it. And what was the
The
other one?
swimsuit competition.
Oh, That one was really interesting. I have nothing bad to say about that. It's new. It hasn't been done before because it was always added to the prelims and also to the pageant night itself. But for them to limit that to the prelims kind of allows girls to feel more comfortable in their own skin in a setting that's more intimate because it's really with the judges and the media versus the actual coronation night where all get to see, right?
Yeah.
And them adding the sportswear actually gets me really excited because I know I'm not an athlete per se. Like I didn't do a lot of sports back in high school or in college, but just the idea of getting to wear a sports attire makes me feel like I am fit. I am.
Just wait and
I am
see.
an athlete. And it gives you more room to experiment because when you say sportswear, what does that entail?
Yeah.
It could be any sport. I don't know the details yet for that, but it sounds really fun.
And I don't think parang you can showcase how fit you are only by wearing a swimsuit, diba? So I think even other pageants parang nakakita na ako ng hindi naman sila naka-swimsuit pero you still you still adore the girl and becomes an influence and parang inspiration, fitspiration.
Inspiration.
So, my next question, Nicole, kasi ang tagal ng paghihintay. And for many, they would really, parang the tendency is to lose the momentum. Diba? Especially that you've seen some of your batchmates already, parang they're done competing. Kumbaga, ngayon at least naka-relax na sila. Pero prolonging, in a way, for some, it might be prolonging the agony.
The
And
agony.
in a way, it adds to the anxiety. It adds to the stress. It adds to the parang minsan nagiging it's also a factor na papalit-palit yung preparations or yung hindi ma-finalize yung preparations. How do you do it? Because right now, as I sit here with you, you look so fine. Parang super chill, super relaxed, diba? Ready for a competition. How do you do it?
Oh, it's all in here. I'm kidding. Well, you can really look at it both ways, right? Like you could say I'm prolonging the agony, or you could say I have more time to prepare and really give it my best shot because my batchmates didn't have the same time to wait for their pageant. Maybe in a few months they just went straight. And I've heard their stories of how the preparations were, how it could be so hectic. And I take that and use it for my advantage of preparing for the pageant. What else? It's really how you look at it. It's a mindset thing. And the pressure that's placed is always going to be seen as a privilege to me. Not everybody gets the opportunity that I have. And it means the world to me, and it's not something that I take lightly. So I want to perform at my best when I'm there. My best shot. And so I can look back on it one day and say, like, yeah, I did that. I represented the Philippines. I went to Japan. I showed them just how beautiful it is.
And right now, syempre, diba, advance congratulations. Ngayon pa lang, diba? How about your family? I wanna check on your family. Kasi syempre, they're also with you in this journey. So, and ang haba din ng paghihintay, diba? How's your family?
You know, last year when I competed for Bini Bining Filipinas, since my family's from Cebu, and given the situation with COVID, one by one, they couldn't really make it. But this year, they sat me down and they said, like, we're gonna fly to Japan for you.
Oh.
So this
Wow.
goes for my cousins,
Wow.
my grandparents, my titos, my titas. I'm like, a whole mob. Like, they're gonna come and watch me. Like,
Iba yung boost.
it really means the world when you have the support of your family behind you, right? And my mom, she's always reposting my stories. She's always reposting my pictures. It's actually pretty funny. I have some friends who go to me and she's like, you know what? I don't know what you're up to, but I just check your mom's pictures and I know where you are. Because she manages to find pictures from even like the pageant bloggers. Like she finds things that she would share them because that's how proud she is, and she's really my number one. With my dad, he's always there to like, keep me grounded and tell me like I've said this before
Yeah.
when I won, and it was crown or no crown. I'm proud of you. That you're more than the work you do. You're a human being, and you're loved no matter what, unconditionally. I'm your dad. So that's really nice to fall back on.
Oh, iba yung feeling, no? Iba
Yeah,
yung
yeah.
boost talaga na nabibigay ng support ng family. Shout out to mom and dad. Mom and dad! Lucky mom and dad. Another thought, Nicole, na iba naman ako kasi for 2023, they're saying that ang winner, Angelica Lopez, is parang kind of, she broke the mold, parang ganon, ng typical idea of a candidate competing for Miss International. Kasi, um, lagi, ang pinapadala daw ay fair skin, but Pinay beauty ang ipapadala for the coming year. Your thoughts on that?
I think when you join a pageant, you bring your heart into it, as well as your country. I think Angelica's doing an amazing job at representing the Philippines, who we are, and her heart. I saw it in her performance, and I'm sure you did too.
Yeah.
So with her, quote unquote, breaking the stereotypes, I'm all for it. It would be a shame to contain women and the idea of beauty to a certain standard of, oh, she needs to be fair skinned. What kind of message would be, what message would we be sending young girls if we were to say, oh, you have to be fair skinned in order to be in this pageant?
Have you spoken to Angelica?
Actually, last I've heard, she's been so busy with the interviews. I even heard it from
Yeah.
Anna. I got to see Anna, our Miss Globe, more often because she's also under Origin. And she would tell me, like, yeah, we've been having interviews, having all these events to go to. And I think it was just 2 weeks ago that they had more free time. I heard that she's out of the country right now, but I do, I do want to see her and get to know her better.
Yay. Nakaka-mesmerize si Nicole. Nawawala ako sa tanong ko. Yeah. Ay, nako. Unfortunately, we have a very limited time. And then again, Nicole, super thank you for accommodating us and sitting down with us even before you fly to Japan and full-blown preparations na talaga. But before we let you go, we have one more question for you. Nicole, why should you be the next Miss International?
Whenever I felt my best, it was thanks to the people around me, for people who believed in me when I barely even believed in myself. And that's the kind of person that I want to be. If I were to win the title, I would like to continue making other people feel safe as well, empowering them that coming together and being in this community is what's really going to make an impact and bring change. Let's come together and make this world a better place.
Wow, diba? Ano sabi niyo dyan, mga ka-crown? And of course, support natin yan. At ng ating almost 500,000 followers on Facebook, we're on a road to 100,000 followers on Instagram. And we are celebrating our 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. Kaya sa mga hindi pa po nakakapag-subscribe, just click on the subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you can be updated with our recent news, reviews, and pageant coverage. And you can be part of our growing Crown Nation. And of course, for more updates, you can visit our official website. It's www.thecrown.com. Now, on behalf of our special guest for today, Binibining Pilipinas International 2022, Nicole
Ooh.
Borromeo. Oops, and can you invite them also to follow you pala on your social media
Of
accounts?
course, of course. So, hi everybody, I'm Nicole Borromeo. You can find me on Facebook as Nicole Borromeo, on Instagram as at Nicole.Borromeo, as well as on TikTok at Nicole.Borromeo. I don't use Twitter as much. I also have Threads, but it's under the same account. So please do follow me there and send your love and support.
Yay! Tuloy-tuloy lang ang pag-follow at pag-support mga kakra, no? And again, as I've mentioned, on behalf of our special guest for today, Binibining Pilipinas International 2022 representing us in Japan this October na yan mga ka-crown. Nicole Borromeo, our director Jonathan Santos, and the rest of our crown kadas. This is Christian telling you to cherish all of your crowning moments at to-celebrate natin yan dito lang sa Crown Talks, only here on the Crown Philippines. Thank you mga ka-crown. Thank you Nicole. Bye!
Thank you, Christian. Bye bye.